We're approaching the 3-year mark of the inception of FQ magazine, and this issue has to take us to the next level in our pursuit of international recognition. We're stepping up our game and proving that we can stand shoulder to shoulder with the best the fashion world has to offer. From New York to Paris and back home again, we'll be working with some of the reigning virtuosos of the fashion industry. The cornerstone of our spring issue is relationships, the artist and the muse, and the synergy that leads to those magical moments of creative expression. It's risky, but they say every new day is an opportunity to take that next big leap forward. So, here we go.
Look at me. Watch me. My eyes on the runway. Watch me. Cover stories.
We're back in New York for 2 shoots that promise to boost the spring issue of FQ magazine onto the next level of fashion notoriety. We're heading into Brooklyn to Kate Ornay's studio to do a shoot with Ellettra Wiedemann, Isabella Rossellini's daughter. I'm really excited about working with Ellettra, and from everything I've heard about Kate, it should be quite a day.
She's taller now, though.
For content, the next stage is really to take the magazine internationally. I mean, there's certain limitations in certain markets. It has to be world class. If we aim for the stars, I mean, we might hit the back fence, but at least we're going to aim for as high as we can get.
The magazine itself is at that stage where it's at a sink or swim, and most magazines take 3 years to either make it or not make it. I think these guys have just hit the 3-year mark, and our biggest challenge is to get credibility in the marketplace so we can move to the next level. We need to build that, and as each issue that we work on, we hope that we can work with the bigger photographers and the more sought-after models. Jeannie was quite clear that she had a story with Isabella Rossellini that she wanted to feature in the issue. And she said, wouldn't it be great if we could get her daughter, who is a model, to do a fashion shoot? And I thought, well, yeah, that would be really great because that would totally tie into our issue. And not to mention that it would be amazing to work with Ellettra.
This photographer, Kate Ornay, I mean, she's very seasoned, she's very good at what she does. She really knows her stuff.
I was an editor at Interview Magazine, a fashion editor, and I just got really sick of it, of running to all these fashion shows and stuff. So I thought I can probably do that myself. So I resigned and I started to take pictures. Put them up in the air. They're working on an issue about relationships. So they had picked Ellettra, her mother and her, and I was very interested to do it in the sense that she's the daughter of Isabella, who I've shot in the past. And I loved shooting her mother. So of course, when they said that, you know, about Ellettra, I was curious to shoot her to see if it was any resemblance.
A big reason to do this shoot was just because I was dying to do a shoot with Ellettra, who is such a beautiful girl. I met her originally backstage in New York at a Zach Posen show last season, and I was absolutely charmed by her. Serendipitously, I had done an interview with her mother, Isabella Rossellini, about her film and about her relationship with her father and her mother and her daughter. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to incorporate that whole story into this issue, which is about relationships? Is this something that you wanted to do for years and years?
No, I never planned on doing it. I got scouted for Abercrombie & Fitch pretty much a week after I dropped out of college. And it just kind of, you know, snowballed into this whole agency and then Europe and then doing the shows, and then I got some contracts and, you know, and it's been fun. I mean, I wouldn't fight it and I wasn't expecting it or asking for it.
Modeling came to me, you know, I didn't seek it. It came, they photographed me, I found myself on the cover of Incredible magazine, landing this incredible contract. And changed my life. And I love photography and I love imageries. And so it was a fantastic experience, but it wasn't something that I had sought.
I love fashion, you know, and it's fun to do, and especially as a girl, you get to see yourself dressed up in different hair colors, and I feel a lot of times clothes are art, and they're art that's constantly changing. It's the fastest reflection we have of attitudes that are changing within society, and I appreciate fashion for that.
Models are a little bit like silent movie star. You don't have a dialogue, you don't have a scene, you don't have to create an arch of emotion, because a film tells a story. Photographs doesn't tell a story, it tells a story of that moment. It's almost like it's a scene, but it's not a scene in the context of a film. But the emotions are there. I think that once you are in front of the camera, what photographs is your emotion. Diana Vreeland said there is no beauty without emotion. There are ups and downs in life. You know, some of the things are successful. Not all of what you do is as successful, but overall, it's a great job. And my life has been a great life.
I think the most important thing my mom ever taught me was just never to mistake comfort for happiness. And that's something that she's really driven home, because it is easy to kind of get comfy and not realize that you're not really happy, or maybe you could be doing more or challenging yourself. She's done a lot in her day, and I think she wants the same for me, and she just doesn't want me to settle down and too quickly.
Okay, are you ready?
I think Ellettra is just fabulous. You know, there's a soul there. Some of these girls you just shoot, they're, you know, blank slates, and they don't really connect with the camera. But I think there's something going on behind those eyes. You can see it. It's so evident. It's such a pleasure to see, and she probably has a lot of that, you know, actress in her that's, you know, inherited from her grandmother, Ingrid Bergman.
I really like to focus on intimacy. Like, I spent a lot of time with Ellettra before we started to shoot, and just to try to feel her. So it's a process while you're working. You really have to work with the girl and try to feel what it is that she gives you. Ellettra, she gave me a lot of movement that was wonderful. I had her jumping and dancing and moving, and it was fun.
The shoot was set up to shoot Ellettra first, fashion second. And that was part of the reason why we went with Kate. She has shot celebrity before. She has quite a few. So that was what we did, and I think it was very successful.
Bob said, I just ask for basically one thing, and that is that it has an optimistic feeling. And I thought to myself, that's great, that's a great challenge. I love to work with that. So he kind of like seduced me with that, you know. I'm really happy with the pictures. She moved like an angel. It was amazing.
Cover stories.